welcome back to another video. Today we will be looking at the new patch notes 2.8.8. It was just released recently and I had the opportunity to go through it a little bit before I made this video, so I know what I'm talking about, and I will be reacting to new stuff and new features coming into this game, and just talk in generally how I feel about them. If you do have any comments, you can leave it in the comment section down below and we can talk about it, discuss about it. I'm open for it. So yeah, that being said, let's take a look at the new patch. So there is going to be 3 sections of topic in this video. It's going to be new features, new stuff coming into the game, the adjustments and optimizations as well. So let's start with the new features. As we all know, we will be having a level 60 building really soon, and when that comes around, it's going to be a lot of stuff coming out as well. I don't know if the game or IK did manage to put everything together here, because I feel like they're missing something, because there are a lot of the stuff here and there. And as you can see here, we have forging and upgrading energy cores, right? We didn't know we were going to get something like this. And energy cores have 5 tiers, each divided into 3 stages. You can inject energy by consuming azure crystals and stellar crystals. Only when an energy core at stage 3 can it be upgraded to a next tier by consuming resources. So it seems like we're gonna have something very similar to what we have in Aether crystals, and that you can only get that via forging, and in order for you to forge that, you need some resources and stuff like that. If you are familiar with that, that is basically the same process we had from Castle 50 to 55. So yeah, I'm curious how they are going to do with these items, and we will have to see when eventually it's out, right? So yeah, next one is obtaining azure crystals and stellar crystals. Azure crystals, when the forge reaches level 55 after entering the legendary season, you can convert food, like I basically just mentioned right now. And stellar crystals, is that what we have gone, but it's called insignias? Probably the same thing. If not, I will be talking about that even more when the things comes out and I make a video once Castle 60 drops, so we can take a look at that together. So number 2 here is level 60 equipments. I am very big fan of this, right? Because I've been waiting for equipments upgrades and stuff like that for a very long time, and now that they actually dropping some really good stuff coming for equipments. So let's talk about this. Attacking gnomes of level 56 and above will drop legendary plus equipments, which can be upgraded to level 60 after the equipment reaches level cap. It can also be reforged into mythic quality and gain random attributes. That is, in my opinion, the most excited about this patch, the mythic quality attributes or the mythic equipments. They're talking about equipments that can be very similar to artifacts. So you know what, let's take a look at examples some in games, what I'm trying to say here, because I'm not 100% sure how it works, but from what I understand is you see these equipments on the side here, right? Once they go to level 60, you can upgrade to mythic level, and you can actually re-roll this, right? So it's going to be basically the same thing as the artifact here. You will get some 5 random stats and you can basically just re-roll until you get the one that you want. So that is very interesting about the game, and I'm actually curious about that because I'm very excited for something like this. I've been looking for something like this for a very long time, and if you guys remember when I made a video about announcement for the equipments, I was talking about like basically immortal equipments, right? And this is very similar to that. Not exactly what I was talking about, but it's very similar, where you can basically just get 5 random attributes for them, same thing as artifact, and now your immortal is going to be way stronger, and people probably going to be reaching 1 million quite easily. So yeah, this is one of the features I'm looking forward to. And here you can reroll attributes, very similar to Artifact, right? So obtaining materials, materials for reforging equipment and rerolling attributes can be obtained from Well of Time and Elemental Domain. So that is very, basic, right? And Elemental Domain is going to be a new thing coming into the game, new feature, and that you will only, or you can only participate this if you are in Legendary Season, which is level 55 and onwards, right? So the first one is going to be launched on 20th of October, so in roughly 11 days from the making of this video. I'm actually a little bit curious about how this is going to be like, because when you read the event schedule, right? So you have each day you have different elementals. You have Monday for water, Tuesday for fire, Wednesday for wind, Thursday for lightning, Friday for earth, and Saturday and Sunday for every elemental stuff, even with shadow, chaos, and holy, which this is, in my opinion, very interesting how they are doing this. So by kind of like having each day differently, it kind of slowed down the progress for a lot of the people, which is pretty good, right? Creating a bottleneck situation where some people just doesn't go like all the way to level 60 and upgrade everything right away. So in my opinion, this is pretty good. I am a little bit I'm not 100% sure how this event gonna work, right? We will have to see when it drops. But when they say Holy, Shadow, and Chaos as well, that kind of like make me a lot of questions here, because are these going to be really important, or are this going to be like the daily spiders thing, like for example what we have in the Time Rift Breaker, or it's going to be like even more important than that? So the rules are here: element restrictions, only immortals and dragons of the corresponding element can be deployed in each dungeon. So you have to run like a full team of, for example, water, earth, lightning, and so on, right? And challenge dungeons, you have a total of 3 challenge attempts per day, and may challenge the dungeons open, and may challenge the dungeons open that day. Challenge attempts reset daily, so you have basically 3 times per day. Obtaining rewards after each dungeon boss challenge. Rewards will be given based on the boss remaining HP. So I do have a question here, which I'm not 100% sure yet. Is this going to be server-wide like Time Rift Breaker, or is this going to be like, only for you, right? Only for you if you can kill it like we have a Mysterium? Something like that, we will have to see. I will definitely make a video about this, but if you have anything to add or your idea about this, please let me know in the comment section. Here are the other level cap expansion for the new features as well. So we're gonna get level 60 as everybody anticipated. We're gonna be getting upgrade for the boost level for immortals. Currently we are at level 30 at max. Now we're gonna get 35, which means we might be getting new Well of Time levels, right? So that's something I'm gonna look forward to. I'm gonna make a video about that as well. And dragon level caps go to level 60. The dragon levels will finally be able to unlock from level 8 now to level 10. Barracks upgrade or barracks, yeah, basically very straightforward. I already announced about this earlier, about new tiers for soldiers, troops, and I was checking the stats as well. It's going to be very nice for that. And skills upgrade, the Tower of Knowledge to unlock new skills. I'm a little bit concerned, or I don't know if IK did this on purpose. I would have thought, since the new skills, they should have come out here in the patch note, but I guess not. So we will have to see once the update is live, right? Once the update is live, we will see what kind of new skills we're gonna get. I know they're gonna get 2 new skills in this patch, but I'm not 100% sure what the others are. So that's how it is. Technology upgrade academy buildings to unlock research for new technologies. I mean, I wish they were more specific on this, but I guess we will see what we get when the update is live. Dungeons, new Wheel of Time campaigns, and elite dungeons unlocked. So yeah, that basically just answered me about the event domain, everything like that. So that's good. That's gonna be really good. And fortification walls, that's gonna be also really nice. So yeah, that's the first part. Let's take a look at the second part. So to the second part of the new features, it's called Legendary Season, and it's going to be a whole new season for everyone that are in or is in server 1, server 232, and M1 to M12. We will be entering Legendary Season, and that's going to be very interesting. And because there's a lot of stuff to catch up. The first off season of the Legendary Season will be extended to 30 days before the Legendary Season Legion of Frostborn begins. Subsequent regular off season will be 14 days. Is that going to be like a one-time thing? We'll have to see. Season cycle, after entering the Legendary Season, server will begin the cycle within that season. So yep, very standard. That's what we have been doing in the Conquest season for roughly a year and a half now. And Alliance registration, that is new. The Legion of Frostborn for Conquest season and Legendary season will be signed in through Alliance registration. That is something that I support because I don't want to get a server where they don't want to play the KVK, right? Because sometimes right now they just automatically get matched up into some sort of KVK. This might be and improve the KVK matchmaking a lot because now you have alliance that want to play KVK register for the KVK, right? So that's a very good thing. And the registration format, after the version update, registration, matchmaking, and settlement in Legion of Frostborn for Conquest season and Legion of or Legendary season will be via alliances, and you can register during the 72 hours after the off season. Registration for the current season's Legion of Frostborn will be open. So yeah, very straightforward as well. Registration method, only R5 and R6 can do that, so make sure that your leadership knows about this. After the registration deadline, factors such as Alliance active members, power will be evaluated before conducting matches. After the matching, Alliance will be assigned to the faction automatically. So that is going to be really interesting to see how that works, because I know they've been working on the matchmaking for a very long time, and sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, but it's more of boring than good, right? So we're going to see how that's going to be. And supplement rules, condition for Alliance to skip Legion of Frostborn. If your Alliance has participation record in the previous round of Legion of Frostborn's current season, you can choose not to participate this round. It does not apply to new alliances or alliances that did not participate in the previous round. If the alliance gains participation eligibility after the registration period ends, please wait for the next round. So that's very clear. If you already participate in KVK before, and you can choose just to skip it, right? Just straightforward. And I think all the R5 and R6 should be looked at this section specifically so they know how and what to do when the time comes, right? And number 4 here is Alliance Mark. After the registration deadline, lords are locked to their alliances for this Legion of Frostborn. If a lord changes alliance or migrates, they cannot enter this round's Legion of Frostborn. That's very interesting. I mean, it's probably not going to be different than what we have right now, but it is what it is, right? Leaving and returning within season before the end of the war period for that round of Legion of Frostborn. Temporarily leaving and then returning to the original alliance allows continued participations. Lords who change alliance will be unable to enter Frost. Very similar to what we have right now. If you don't know what it is if you are, for example, in the red faction, and then your alliance is decided there, and you leave the alliance, and you know, when the matchmaking is done and you want to swap to another alliance that are in the blue faction, right? You can't do that. So yeah, very straightforward, very similar to what we have right now. New joiners and eligibility. Sorry, I butchered that. Players who have not yet gained eligibility can participate normally in this round of Legion of Frostborn if they remain in the original alliance after registration deadline. Players who join after registration deadline cannot participate in this round regardless of whether they have eligibility. Okay, so yeah, very same thing, right? So that's pretty much it for the new features, and let's take a look at other stuff. So now we are at the optimizations, and the first one being server migration rules optimizations. That is going to be very interesting. I've seen a lot of people talk about this already, and it's going to be very interesting to see how this actually pans out. And command power, each server calculates the average of the top player's historical highest power at 0 UTC daily. Call it command power. Special migration slots. A. Consume special migration slots. When a player's historical highest lord power, the target server's power command or command power, they need to consume one special migration slot from that servers to migrate in. Otherwise, players cannot migrate without consuming slot. Slot quantities are determined by target's server's current server or current season. 5 per server for season 1, season 2, 10 per server for conquest season, and 15 per server for legendary season, and quantity will refresh when servers enter a new season. So basically, if your power, from what I understand, is if your power is higher than the average power or lord power in that server, you can only get 15 people per season. So that's gonna be like very interesting how to pan out, like see how things gonna be, because I've seen a lot of people talking about this already, and it's kind of busting right now. And king setting migration condition, and when the king sets migration condition, there are two options: allow special migration, allow with players with power higher than the command power will need to consume specialization migration slots, or the players are allowed to migrate freely. So yeah, okay. Basically, this will probably affect the whale group more than, you know, your average players, right? So that's gonna be okay, right? You have allow and disallow, so that's fine. And when there's no king, defaults are based, and the king loss says settings. So yeah, what we have right now. Reconnaissance, mail optimization. After using the reconnaissance feature, you will receive a star rating of the scouted target on territory declarations. Okay, the force conversion optimization. Now each converted item can be collected immediately, which is good, but gold must be converted at least 10,000 to be collected. Also okay. Now you can manually input the numbers of items you want to convert, which is really nice. Dragon upgrades and alliance help is now available when upgrading dragons. That is going to be really huge, because the dragon's going to take at least 30 days, right? So that's going to be very nice. Battle Pass daily purchase level cap. The golden path daily purchasable level cap has been increased to 30. Levels not purchased on the previous day cannot be purchased the next day. This feature will take effect with the new Battle Pass cycle after version update. So this is interesting. I didn't know there was a cap, but I guess we have now. Daily mission, Lord experience adjustment. Lord, I think this is very good. This is very good. It's going to be way easier to do daily missions and get the EXP, because right now you have to do way too many missions, and some of the missions is quite difficult to make, and some of the missions are disabled, not disabled, but like the technology upgrades. I maxed out my tech academy tech for a long time ago, so this is going to be good. Hopefully they're going to be some other stuff like new quests as well, new tasks and stuff like that. The last one being balance adjustment, bug fixes, and fixing a bug where iron curtain would still weaken enemy barriers even when no barriers effect existed on the enemy side. That is going to be very, very interesting how to see how that works, because I didn't know there was a bug, but yeah, I guess we do have now. Like, this is quite interesting that they haven't noticed anything. This is first time I'm hearing about this, so you get my first reaction. So we will see. I'm gonna go talk or ask people more about this, because I don't think a lot of people knows about this at all. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this patch note 2.8.8. I'm looking forward to see what they brings when the patch is actually live. And yeah, have fun, guys. I'm gonna link the patch note in my comment sections, so you can go take a look at them yourself and have a reaction. This is my reaction and how I understood basically the patch. And I'm looking forward to Castle 60. Have a good one, guys. Have a nice day. See you guys in the next video. Bye.